Well, that worked.
But
Oh, bored and playing around with my live settings.
no.
No, I'm just trying to figure a few things out. Drink my coffee. Figure out why you're up so butt-ass early in the morning. With this sparkle in your eye and a smile on your face. You got me kind of worried. Hey, Pomp, if that's you in chat and I suddenly disappear, it's her fault.
Oh.
Why are you putting on moccasins?
I like them.
I never could understand that. There's nothing between your feet. Oh, but I'm going to go back upstairs for a little while.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I love my mug too. Oh, hold on a minute. I know what they're talking about. Hold on, I'll show you. Now you can actually read it.
Route 66.
It's the I Heart Uranus.
It's Route 66.
Yeah.
There is a town called Uranus.
I know there's a fudge factory there too.
Yeah.
You want to talk some tongue-in-cheek?
Oh, you should see the stuff in that store.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I am absolutely sure of it. Hey guys, I was showing this cup to Sarah. Hold on, I'll flip the camera again. For all you like-minded people, you know, there's a lot of jokes in that. Oh, here's my mom's cup. We love big coffee cups in this house. Yes, she is the crazy cat lady, by the way. She's got like 100 of them. And they all play Pouncy with me whenever it's time to go to sleep. Luckily, none of them weigh more than about 4 pounds. Although, they have figured out... They figured out that there's a human upstairs now. So you know what happens at 6 o'clock in the morning when Batty and Pepe want out?
They get the zoomies.
They come up there and start waking me up. They're like, they know they're not going to wake the downstairs humans up, so they come up and wake the upstairs human up because she's always up early.
Oh, they already tried to wake me up.
Man, Paz, I don't think we're going to be doing any cooking today. This was just me being bored and trying to figure out my settings and figuring out that I cannot figure out how to make chat show up on YouTube. Other than that, I'm just bored this morning. That is one of the ones that like to pounce on me and wake me up and tell me they want out at 6 o'clock in the morning. His name is Tigger.
For a good reason.
Because he's bouncy and he's pouncy and he's, you know, he's Tigger. Actually, he's Tigger, but reminds me of Garfield. He's like Tigger with an attitude. Oh. Yeah, technology is not something I'm real good with. I can figure my phone out, but I'm barely figuring anything else out. Oh, darling, I don't even know how to pronounce your name, and I'm not going to butcher it, but whatever language you're using, I cannot read it.
So how to translate?
I can't figure out how to go to translate. I can barely figure out how to go live.
No. Tell her to use a translator.
Oh,
Because she can use a translator. If she can figure out how to do it. I don't know how. I just know that
yeah,
it's
I don't know
there.
how to do translate either.
I know it's there, but I don't know how to do it. But from one country to another, they can translate. They can use a translator. My girl from Russia used to do that. She had a translator she could use.
Yeah.
So I
So,
know it's there.
well,
I just don't know how.
Honestly, it looks like it's partially translating because I can read the word you, but I'm not sure what the other word is.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure. Oh, he's definitely a cheeky ginger. That cat's cheeky all over the place. He make you think he wants you to pet him, and then you get up to him, and it's like, nope, never mind. Zoom.
Sebastian's the fuzzy ginger.
Yeah, Sebastian's the one that has like the tiger or the lion mane around his neck. Big old fat head, little bitty skinny body.
Little head, fat neck, skinny body.
Actually, I think if Sebastian was ever actually gotten wet, he would be a very small cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like mom's cats. Oh. Ow. Oh, shoot. I forgot to switch the camera. Sorry, I was making you guys stare at mom's coffee cup. Okay. You know, Sarah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that she was typing Turkish. I do not know that language at all, so I don't even want to attempt to butcher it. I wouldn't mind having her in chat if we could figure out how to get get everything to English, because, like I said, I'm not bilingual. Oh, I love a tuxedo cat. I've got one that looks like he's got a mustache. He does. He's like, yeah. He's a turd though. That cat's a turd. Although he is part of the weirdest trio I've ever seen. So he hangs out with my dog and my chicken. Good morning, Pomp. Well, actually, it's not morning for you, is it? So I can't actually see a list of who's in here. Let's see, we got Sarah and Mempaz and Pomp. Okay, and I am gonna try Gule. Gule. I wonder if that's how she pronounces, or he or she pronounces their name. Almost 2 p.m. over there, huh? Ooh, that sounds like a nice one. I haven't been up very long, so I'll stick with coffee. Hello, Mohammed. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Good morning. I will ask anyone in chat to please do me a favor and keep an eye out for anyone who might be trying to make trouble. Otherwise, everyone is welcome. Everyone is invited in. Don't be a troublemaker. And we're all good. So, Mohammed, where are you joining us from? If you don't mind telling us. I gotta sit up straight. I'm not as sore as I thought I was gonna be this morning, Paul. She does not have to behave. Oh, you're my age, Mampass. Okay, I'll be 42 in January. Happy early birthday. No, not intentionally. I never do that kind of thing intentionally. I'm allergic to it. Oh, good morning, Ghost Wiener. Good morning, Mr. T. We're just hanging out and having fun this morning. Showing everybody that I am absolutely crap with technology. Lisa, hello. Oh, we've got some new ones. Alright. Tigger ran off to be a cat. Well, he's not outside because I didn't let him out. He might have gone upstairs to play on the cat condo.
He was outside, but I let him back in.
Pomp, I'm not sure if I've got trolls or not. So far, they're not making, at least not that I can see, they're not making a nuisance of themselves. So, as long as everybody behaves, and honestly, I don't know how to set mods, so I figured out how to do it over on YouTube, but I did not figure out how to do it over here. But like I said, as long as everybody's behaving, they can come in and watch whatever. It's not going to be all that interesting, but so far everybody seems to be playing nicely. They may have just been curious to see what this was. They come in, they aren't interested, and they go out. I do that quite often on YouTube. I'll go in, watch a couple seconds. If I'm not interested, I'm like, I'll go find something else to do. Tea is not that bad. It's really not.
Their water bill disappeared.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
It is not evil, Pomp. Tea is good. Just not first thing in the morning because it doesn't have enough caffeine to wake me up. I am almost afraid to ask what toad in a hole is. Mom, have you ever heard of toad in a hole?
Toad in a hole? I've heard of eggs in a basket, but
I think that might be the same thing. I'm waiting for an answer on what toad in a hole is.
Actually, chickens in a basket. Eggs in a basket, either way.
Because if toad in a hole is the same thing as eggs in a basket, I'm totally going to start calling it toad in a hole because that sounds good.
Sounds better. It sounds more fun.
Yeah, it sounds way more interesting than egg in a basket. Oh, it's sausage in a giant Yorkshire pudding, which is not pudding like we think of pudding.
It's more like bread pudding or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it, I can't rename it. It's not eggs in a basket. It's sausage in Yorkshire pudding, so I can't rename it because it's not the same dish.
No, that's well.
I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to try toad in a hole though. So I'll have to find a recipe for Yorkshire pudding.
It would be more like bread pudding, I would think.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds good.
Except probably based with more bread and gravy, or more of a gravy base.
She says it
be
might
a milk base.
She says she thinks it might be almost like a pancake over here.
Okay.
Because I mean there are differences. Like biscuits here
Yeah.
are their biscuits are what we would call cookies.
Okay.
Our biscuits are what they would call scones.
Okay.
So if you tell a person from the UK to have biscuits and gravy, what they see is brown gravy over what they call biscuits, which we call cookies. Not a very appetizing thought, right?
Right. Right.
Put biscuits and gravy over here.
So it's more like a pancake.
Yeah.
So it would be more like our McDonald's.
Don't compare any good food to McDonald's. You're looking at pancake on a stick.
Yeah, pancake on a stick. There you go.
Except they serve it in a bowl, not on a stick.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to definitely look that up. That looks good. Sounds good anyway.
Because if it's on a stick, yeah, it would be more like our sausage on a stick.
Yes, ma'am, Paz. That's pretty much you guys is the closest that you guys have to what we call American biscuits are your scones. But there is a couple of different recipes for what we call American biscuits. You have Southern biscuits, which are generally fluffier and more moist, and you have Northern biscuits, which are generally a little denser and drier.
Yep. To me, those are better for gravy.
Those are. The Northern style biscuit to me is better for putting gravy on, but the Southern style biscuit is better to use for like butter and honey as a snack, or used as dinner, aside to a dinner. But that's just my opinion.
I'm guessing all the kitty cats are out. Except Daddy.
I guess.
Because I haven't seen Pepper.
Daddy's in the living room.
I know.
That sounds about right, Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to look that up, though. Oh. I think it's kind of early for most people. Pump, I can't even explain corned beef hash to most people here. I'm not going to try explaining it to somebody that's never even seen it. Because I don't like it. I do not like it. Now, I like corned beef, but I do not like corned beef hash. Which is basically chopped up corned beef and everything else in the refrigerator put into a skillet. Oh, that sounds even better. So, I'm definitely going to have to look up a recipe for that and make it. Wayne, I've had corned beef hash a couple of different times in a couple of different ways, and it's a texture thing to me. I can't put it in my mouth and keep it there. It just can't do it. We have Wayne Dawson in. Everybody say hi, Wayne. I know everybody likes to play with Mike's name, but I'm not even going to do it. Oh, by the way. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. So when I do stuff like that, I call it a brain fart. I am doing great. Wayne, I'm doing great. Oh, okay, guys. We're going to do some traveling, so you may not want to watch the screen if you get dizzy easy. Alright, man, Paz, we'll see you later. It's a Wednesday, so, I mean, it can't be too bad. Alright, let's see. I've got it on a stand, so I gotta move it a little bit. Okay, now I'm more comfortable. Hold on. Be right back. All right. Now we're in my little... Oh, don't feel bad, Wayne. It is so early in the morning. I have not even woke up yet. Yes, my mug says, I heart Uranus. Yes, there is a town called Uranus here in America. And they make fudge. Yes, there is a Uranus fudge factory. Let's look it up. It's kind of funny. I've been in their shop once, and you would not believe the tongue-in-cheek jokes that are in there. I mean, it's just all over the place. It is a stop on our historic Route 66. So anybody who... You have, Wayne? Yeah. I was about 16 the first time that I ever learned about a town called Uranus. And... oh, I had fun with that one for a while. In fact, my dad finally looked at me and said, you've got to stop telling jokes. They're not funny anymore. Yeah. However, I've had fudge from there, and it is actually pretty awesome. One of these days I'd like to take a tour, just do the auto tour for it, and just drive Route 66. Or what's left of it anyway. Sad fact is the interstate either went over or around a lot of the good spots on 66. It was one of those roads that you could, you know, take your family out on for not just a drive, but like an experience. Progress is not always the best way. We lost some really, really good driving, touring, when we lost Route 66. But the country was growing, and that's what everybody wanted, so... Disney made a movie. Alright. Well, good luck with your doctor's appointment today, Pomp. Let me know how it goes. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Wayne. I have driven through that town, and it's not quite that bad. Not quite. It can be bad, but, you know, not quite that bad. Oh, good Lord. Everybody hide. Phil's coming. Hide your coffee and your dirty jokes. Phil's coming in. And take away his cold pizza before he gets here. Actually, I give him a lot of crap for the cold pizza, but it's not bad hangover food. So, oh yeah, but hold on, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you something. Hold on, let me flip the camera, and you'll find out why. So, you may have a few jokes of your own for this one. So, this is my coffee cup. It's such an icebreaker, I'm telling you. I love this cup. It will start a conversation with anybody. Sorry. Alright, so now you see, Phil, why there have been some Uranus jokes. So, okay, speaking of coffee, I'm going to take you guys with me. We're going to go back downstairs. Oh. Alright, I'll do that. Alright, so maybe you guys won't get as dizzy if I do this. Or maybe you guys don't get dizzy, and I just get dizzy because when I have the camera flipped, I'm watching it instead of where I'm going. Oh. But yeah, stay tuned. That's where the dirty jokes are coming. Well, bad jokes, I should say. Wayne and I have both been telling bad jokes this morning. All around the mulberry bush, the monkey chases the weasel. We'll get back upstairs before the weasel goes pop. All right. So Friday, I was going to let you guys know, anybody who came in this morning, Friday, don't complain about my messiness. I'll put that stuff in the laundry later. But Friday, I was going to do a dual live with Cheza and Shrimp to make biscuits and gravy. But they've got some stuff going on, so rather than try and get it all done that day, as far as I know from what we talked about last night, I will be doing a dual live with Cheza on her birthday, which is the 10th. Now Friday, I am going to go ahead and do a live, and it will be a cooking live. We're going to make what I call monster cookies. So it's basically like every cookie you can imagine all rolled into one. It's just an amazing cookie. I don't know how to describe it, but I will tell you this. Anybody who knows what a roaster oven is, it takes one of those inserts to mix this up. This batch of cookies will make over 200 cookies. No, I'm not going to cook all 200 cookies in the stream. So, well, Wayne, I'll put it to you this way. When you make monster cookies, you don't measure things out in cups, you measure things out in pounds. It's a huge recipe. It's like a oatmeal, chocolate chip, peanut butter. Well, Phil, I would. I mean, honestly, I could do it. And they will ship because, like I said, they're like a peanut butter, a chocolate chip, a M&M, oatmeal, sugar cookie all rolled into one. And yeah, if I had an address to send some to you, Phil, they would not only ship, they would stay good. Oh crap, that was hot. Ow, they kind of burned a little bit. Hot things are hot, Cindy. Okay. Oh, dude, Phil, if I sent you a dozen of those, I would have to see you sit down and eat 3 dozen cookies. Because I'm not joking when I say those cookies are that big around. They are bigger around than your average coffee cup. Oh, I'm not going to bet you, Phil, because I'm sure if you tried, you could, but I'm going to tell you right now, you would be hurting by the time you were done. You'd have a bellyache by the time you were done. So, like, there's, let's see. You've got a pound of butter, 3 pounds of peanut butter, 18 cups of oatmeal, a bag of chocolate chips, a bag of M&Ms, or 2 bags of each if you want, and a dozen eggs, half a bag of brown sugar, a pound of white sugar, which half a bag of brown sugar is about a pound of brown sugar by the weight over here, corn syrup. Oh wow, I've made this recipe so much time, I forgot some of the ingredients. Yeah, they're big cookies, Phil, they're big cookies, really big cookies. Honestly, I tell you what, if I sent you some, you could send some to Sarah and let her try them. Yeah, they're palm-sized cookies to an average grown man. So, and with everything in them, like the peanut butter, the oatmeal, the sugar, the butter, the eggs, they're good. I've still got to find that clip. I've got to find that clip. Drink of cold water after I burnt my tongue on the coffee. Because I was too dumb to remember that hot things are hot. So, yeah. Okay, so guys, I am going to make a couple of things here clear. You know, I've been a part of this community for a lot of years, and I'm not going to address any of the present drama. Not going to do it. Everybody's got their own opinion. But if you guys want to talk about it, this is a safe place. You can talk about it. There are no questions that I'm not going to answer unless they're too personal. So, I mean, literally, guys, if you got anything you want to know about me, ask. If there's anything that I can't or won't answer, I'll just be straight with you about it. I would like to keep this a non-drama channel. Because, I mean, it's basically about cooking. So, you know, how much drama can you get with cooking unless you burn something? I just want to make sure that this is a place you guys feel like you can come to on my lives and talk about anything you want, as long as you are respectful to everybody else. So, you know, Wayne, I actually have worked in several places where I was in the teaching capacity on cooking. I've yet to be able to teach anybody. I've yet to not be able to teach anybody how to cook. Honestly, even people that don't like cooking, it really comes down to following instructions. I have found that one of the biggest problems with people when they are considered bad cooks is they either don't pay attention to their cook times, so they overcook their food, or they under-flavor it. That's two of the biggest things about cooking and being a good cook. Understand your flavors, and don't burn your food. Because I don't care how good it tastes, nothing tastes good burnt. So, well, Phil, you would have to get on Discord and send me your address, because I don't have your address, or a P.O. box that I can send them to, and I would totally send you some cookies. I love sharing my food. As a matter of fact, I do at least once a year send a care package to my cousin in Australia of Monster cookies, because that's like her favorite cookie all over the place. She's like, that's the favorite cookie. So one of these times, if you like, I don't know if anybody knows what a gooey butter cake is, but so my mom has this phenomenal recipe for gooey butter cookies. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make them live one day too, because those are so tasty, but they're so tiny. It takes like 3 of them to make a bite for a big person. I mean, like, they're basically the size of small dog treats, and they're fluffy and they melt in your mouth, and it's so great. But they're so small, you just want to eat all of them, which you shouldn't do because they're high in sugar. Oh my god, they're so high in sugar. Like, you give one gooey butter cookie to a 3-year-old and that kid is sugared out for hours. Yeah, Phil, just find me on Discord, seriously. Well, actually, I'm already on Discord and it's connected to Sarah's, so, yeah. Oh, her gooey butter cookies are good. Yeah. The only thing about those, though, is you've got to refrigerate the dough. Like, you make it up the day before you want to make the cookies, and you refrigerate the dough overnight. Because if they don't go into the oven super cold, instead of puffing up, they just, like, flatten out and get really hard and turn into, well, they turn into crisps, almost. But not, like, nice tasting. They taste burnt. So you got to put them in really, really cold. And you roll them in powdered sugar so that whenever they do puff up, they get that little cracking in the top. Oh, it's great. Geez, now I want those. So, yeah. No, Cindy, you're not making gooey butter cookies today. You've got to help your mom pack. So Mom's got a bunch of orders she got done. So later today, I'm going to be packing boxes and getting things ready to ship out. And any of you have ever seen my mom on live, if you're interested in seeing what she does, you can find her at Angela Dolly Davis. That's D-O-L-L-Y. Angela Dolly Davis on Facebook. And she does live auctions. So if you like dolls or you just want to see what she does, check her out. I know she's had some of her people come over and check out my lives and check out my videos, so, and she probably will be live with me Friday, because we don't have any auctions going Friday. Oh. Hi, Sarah. Well, yeah, definitely. You gotta have fuel, and food is fuel. Ow, I don't want to do that again. So yeah, hanging drywall above your head is not funny. I am a little sore right in here, like back here. Yeah, I haven't used those muscles for a while, and now they're sore. I'm not going back into drywalling though, just to get into shape. Not gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to get up off my lazy butt and do it. Yeah. Because I've reached that age where losing the weight I gain is not as easy anymore. And my family has some health issues generally tied to weight and health. Well, of course. A lot of, like, the diabetes, the heart disease, the high blood pressure. A lot of that in my family, we have what they call a predisposition to it. but it's made worse by lifestyle, and I've actually seen that in my family. Lost a couple of uncles because they had really bad lifestyles, and they had heart attacks when they were around my age. So I'm trying to avoid that. I may still have to deal with it, but as the doctor said, the healthier I stay, the longer it'll be before I have to deal with it. So that's my big thing for wanting to stay in shape. Well, wanting to stay in good health. I just don't want to have to deal with all that crap before I'm old enough to have to deal with all that crap. So, Sarah, I think me and Phil are making a plan. If he sends me his address in Discord, I'm going to send him some of what we call the monster cookies. So you might have heard that since you were lurking. So if I do this, I'm going to tell you, hey, I sent them to Phil, and he better share them with you. That way you'll know whether he's sharing. Live what, Phil? If you're not going to share the cookies with Sarah, then I'm not going to share them with you then. So, Sarah, you heard that. He said he don't share. Well, then I'll tell you what. If Sarah has a place that I can send them directly to her, she can just give that to me in Discord, and I'll send her her own batch. So, I thought about that too, Wayne. Maybe if Sarah wants some. Maybe if Sarah wants some, I better just, have her send me a P.O. box or something like that I can send her some to. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that anybody who tastes them will quickly become like Phil. Like, my family just loves them. We've been making them for a couple of generations. Like, this was a recipe that was actually passed to my grandma, which passed to my mom, which passed to me. So, they're fairly tried and true. And some people have described them as a peanut butter oatmeal cookie crack. I just think they're really good. Oh. Well, I got to thinking about that too, Phil. And you're probably right. Isn't Ghost Quest down in Indiana too? I think he said he was. Shoot, my camera. So I've got this thing resting on a footstool, and not only does it go back and forth, it goes side to side, so every now and then it just kind of does a spin thing. Oh. I had some new people come in earlier. I had never seen them before, but they behaved themselves. Pump thought they might have been trolls, but it seemed like they just came in to see what it was all about, and yeah, they're already gone. So, okay. My mom lived over by Evansville for a little while. I don't think I've ever really lived anywhere besides Missouri except for a couple of years there when I was younger. I was actually born in Illinois. Broken monster cookies if I post them? No. That's the thing about a monster cookie. You get a box full of monster cookies, and even if some of them are broken, which normally they're not, because see, the monster cookie is actually a really, unless you overcook it, it's a very squishy cookie, fluffy cookie, not fluffy. I can't think of the word, but they don't get really crispy and they don't break very easily. They're like a brownie, so they've got the consistency of like a fudgy brownie. So I don't know if they'll be called broken, but I hesitate to use the word doughy, Wayne, because that implies that they're not fully cooked. But yeah. Phil, what are you calling a cowboy cookie? Because I may actually have a recipe for those. Yeah, they cut. Yeah, if you made a pan of monster cookies, like a cookie pan, they would cut like a brownie. Yeah. And when they're really warm, they're really good. But even after they cool, they don't get hard. They're very easy to eat, which is probably part of the reason why why people eat so many of them. But yeah, what is the cowboy cookie? Like, what's in it? Because regional differences may call it something different right here where I'm at. Oh. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm a little sore in the back too, so. My TV keeps doing weird things. I've never seen a TV with a screensaver. But there's a little picture in the TV and it keeps doing this. Like the old screensavers used to on computers, which they probably still do. Think. Okay, so with these ones, again, I mean, if you wanted to throw raisins in them, you really would have the true combination of at least 4 different cookies all in one. I've never tried them with raisins because they're sweet anyway. My recommendation would be that if you actually tried one of those with raisins, you might want to bring down the level of sugar a little bit because, But a good oatmeal raisin cookie is good too. I know I don't like my oatmeal cookies with like the frosting on them. I don't know where that come from, but no. I don't like it. And I don't want to think. Oh. And yes, as you can see, I do have tattoos. No, I do not have very many of them. I have seen several that were really cool, though, that I was thinking about getting, but, no. I've got other things I want to spend my money on right now. Like parts for my truck. M&Ms are in the Monster Cookie recipe. Again, you've got chocolate chips, you've got M&Ms, you can even put mini chocolate chips in there, like the ones that they use to decorate that are candy coated. Yeah, chocolate chips, M&Ms. I've seen them made with even going half chocolate and half caramel chips. It really is a recipe you can play with. As far as additions to it, but the basic recipe, if you want them to come out right, this is one you really need to leave alone. So much of what you put into a cookie, well, either way, baking or any kind of cooking, so much of what you put into it is dependent on the ingredients that you use for it. So just watch taking away or adding anything. Yeah. And understand your ingredients. Like, some people like to add fresh fruit to, like, their cakes and stuff. And they get really disappointed because when they pull the cake out, it's liquidy. It doesn't have the right consistency. That's because they didn't understand that, or didn't think about the fact that fresh fruit has a lot of juice in it, and as you cook it, the juice is going to come out, so you need to lower the amount of water in your recipe. Which is why I was saying about the raisin spill. You could put them in the cookie, but maybe bring down the amount of sugar a little bit because raisins are sweet. And the more sweet you add to it, the more you're getting from it. And unless you just want it to be a bite of sugar, just really pay attention to what you're doing. Don't mess with the amount of peanut butter, eggs, oatmeal. Because those 3 things are what really give you the basis of this cookie. You can play around with everything else to a point. But those are the base of the cookie, are the oatmeal, the peanut butter, and the eggs. And when you do peanut butter, or when you do the oatmeal, and this is something that I have actually tweaked the recipe on. I'm going to give you guys the original recipe first, which calls for instant oats, simply because of the cook time. You don't want to cook these things any more than about 8 minutes. 8 minutes is it. Trust me. Any more than that, and it's all bad. Just all in the toilet. Oh. There was one more thing I was wanting to say, but I can't remember. So again, I've had a brain fart. That's what I call it whenever my mind goes blank and I'm right in the middle of trying to say something. The more of these lives I do, you guys will actually see this happen. You'll begin to recognize the signs that it's happening. But my head derails quite a bit. It's like, oh, squirrel. Kind of thing, yeah. So, they're doing it again. So, I don't get this. Okay, I'm looking at a message. 423 locked, streamlabs.com. So, is anything changing on you guys' end? Are you guys seeing anything? Or what the hell is this thing going on? I don't know. But I can't get it off my phone, so... Okay, do me a favor. I don't care what you say, but somebody type a message and post it. Maybe it'll pull that, because I've got like half my chat blocked now by this thing from Streamlabs, and I'm not even sure how or why. And I can't click on it. You know, for all I know, maybe they've shut my live off and I'm sitting here talking to myself. This is possible. Am I talking to myself? Cindy, are you talking to yourself? It's possible. Sorry, that was a bad accent. Alright, seriously. Do me a favor, one of you guys, if you can... Oh, there we go! Hey! It finally let me through. Yeah, I'm on my phone. I tried StreamYard, but apparently StreamYard is not going to work with my phone. So, but I mean, it may be. So I may be able to get off here whenever I'm done with the live and check it. But yeah, so like all of that stuff you guys just typed, it just now came through. So I got to remember to do that too, because sometimes, hey, now it went away. So, okay, Phil, you might have been right. That may have been, hey, Raven, woohoo, beautiful lady, how are you this morning? That may have been a flagged one. I may have to go back and check, because it may have been me that they flagged. I don't know. I'm not incredibly careful with what I say on here, and at this time of day on a weekday, there better not be any kids on well, at least not in America. Their asses all better be sitting in freaking class learning something. Oh. Alright, so I will tell you this, I don't smoke up here in the upstairs. And unfortunately, that is the one bad habit I've got that I haven't kicked yet. So, I am going to step downstairs. and grab a cigarette and probably go outside because I think my stepdad's talking to his kid today, and I don't want to interrupt their conversation. He does construction, and my stepdad used to, so he calls Pops for advice every now and then, and generally to talk every day. They've got a really good relationship, which I'm pretty happy for TJ. Oh, my coat's downstairs, so I don't have to worry about that. Never mind. We'll take a look outside. Yeah, I'm turning around like a cat because I keep forgetting where I put my shoes. And it's raining here, so I don't want to step outside without my shoes on. Philippe. Now, Phil, would you share the cookies with Raven? Would you share with Raven?
It takes a little time to do it, but no big deal.
Oh.
I mean, it's just the way it is. What you doing?
I'm going to step outside so I don't interrupt you and TJ's conversation. Morning, TJ. I know it is. That's why I won't be out long. Yes, Raven, we were talking about cookies earlier, and Phil said he wouldn't share with Sarah. So, we'll give you a view of the outside. Actually, I'm going to give you a view of the gravel real quick. Now, why in the world will my crazy little phone not focus on that? Oh, that's right. You said you don't share. I'm sorry. I misspoke. He says he don't share. Okay, it's like... Oh, today was supposed to be warmer. Why is it snowing? Oh. Yeah, we were talking about monster cookies earlier, Raven. Because that's what I'm going to do on Friday's live. And then on the 10th, I'm going to do a live with Cheza for her birthday. And if it sounds like my voice starts to waver, that's because I'm freaking freezing. I stepped outside and it's snowing. Oh, I'm going to go to my truck, I think. My poor little truck. Oh, I may not be able to. The further I get away, the worse the internet gets. Well, you know what? You can never have too many good snacks. I'm a snacker. Or as Sarah says, a grazer. Yes. I'm gonna get out of the wind. Yes, my truck is... and Sarah both. I don't mind sharing my cookies. And it's a really big recipe. No, it picked back up again, Raven. I just had to quit moving. For some reason, it doesn't like my mom's mailbox, so every time I walk by the mailbox, it's like, goes dead for a second, and then it picks right back up. But yeah, I have no problem sharing cookies, and I will send cookies to people. Crap, I just dropped my camera. Okay, I don't mean to be a little wonky there, guys, and your vision is fine. I just had to set my phone down for a second. Yeah, wee! Oh, Phil, I'm telling you, my poor phone, I drop it at least 4 times a day. That's why I have to have a phone case on it, because it usually lands face down, like screen down. So if I don't have a camera case or a phone case that has a no, luckily I wasn't tripping, but I dropped my phone. But yeah, I have to have a camera or a phone case that has a lip on it, a rise on it, so that when I drop my phone, if it lands face down, the screen doesn't actually contact the ground. Oh, no, not quite that bad, but oh boy, that was so funny. I mean, when he first played that clip, I started laughing, and I don't think I stopped. My face literally hurt from laughing so much. Hey, Puerto Rican, what's up? Oh. Why am I getting that song in my head? So I'm hearing this beat. Which song is it? I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. It's an old song. He just came in. Or she just... I never bothered asking, but Puerto Rican just came in. You should be seeing him pop up pretty soon. And no, I promise I won't sing for you guys again. Is that the name of the song? Seriously? Hey guys, how are ya? Mariah, I'm glad to see you in. Is your other half with you today, or is he working? If he's working, hopefully he's inside on a day like this. Yeah, what you're seeing is my mom's side yard. So basically everywhere where I'm at is out in the middle of nowhere. Like, middle of nowhere. The only neighbor they have is over there, and that's his mom and stepdad's place. Otherwise, they're just like me. They're so far out you can't even see your neighbor's pole light. And I think the only drawback to that is how far you'd have to drive to go to work. And try not to get seriously injured. Most of us out here, we know how to do more than just basic first aid. Like, we learn how to put tourniquets on and shit, because you never know. But when you're an hour from the hospital, you learn to be graceful, or you learn to be good at first aid. I learned to be good at first aid, because I can't walk across a flat floor without tripping over something that's not even there. Well, Puerto Rican, I suppose it would be just make sure that whatever you're playing doctor with isn't seriously injured. So this is the one thing about cats that, if you live out in the... Okay, so injured... So injured out where I'm from is like you broken a major bone. You've sustained some sort of major bodily injury from a fall. Injured out here means probably life-threatening. Stay tuned. That would be a tourniquet situation. And honestly, my uncle, my great uncle, my granddad's brother, actually did lose an arm in a duck hunting accident. So, yes, and actually, if you're bleeding bad enough to need medical assistance, you probably are going to need to put a tourniquet on it. Now, that's the one thing that people don't know. You can put a tourniquet on something and not kill the limb. It just depends on how tight you put the tourniquet on. If you've cut through an artery, you're going to tie that tourniquet tight enough that you have stopped the flow of blood, and within about a half an hour, if you don't get that tourniquet off, you're going to start seriously looking at damage to the limb below the tourniquet. However, if you've not hit a major artery and you think you can get there on time, you don't have to tie the tourniquet quite that tight. And it does allow for less of a chance of losing the limb below the tourniquet. Tourniquets are absolutely your last ditch thing. So, yeah, geez, it was bad, Phil. He lost it at the shoulder. And trying to put a tourniquet on that, yeah. He was actually lucky he wasn't back in our neck of the woods. They were fairly close to town. They were doing some duck hunting out in some flooded fields. So, Puerto Rican, that's a good idea, though. I mean, it really is. A lot of our country is rural area. We've got a lot of big cities that have expanded into what we call metropolitan complexes, which means the city itself suck the venom out of the bite. I would say do not do that because the venom can be absorbed through your skin. So if you try to do first aid by sucking the venom out of the bite, you're probably not only taking in blood, but you're taking a chance of poisoning yourself. You can do a loose tourniquet to help slow down the flow of blood, but really with a snake bite, the best thing that you can do is keep that person calm. The faster their heart beats, the faster that venom gets to their heart. So tourniquet isn't really going to stop the flow of the venom, because as soon as the venom hits your bloodstream, it's starting to be transported. So I don't know if I would try a tourniquet on a snake bite. But yeah, I grew up doing home ec and first aid classes, basic life skills type stuff. I don't know why schools stopped doing that. I don't know if it was a lack of funding or a lack of interest by the students, but I really think that schools need to do that, because I think there's parents out there that just get the idea that their kids are going to learn it from watching them without taking into account that maybe their kids aren't paying that close of attention to what they're doing. I always set my kids down once they got to a certain age where they could really pay attention. You can try that, Puerto Rican, if you've got the right kind of bottle, as long as it's one that will expand back out. But honestly, when you pull that venom back through the bite, you're also doing more damage to the tissue around the bite area. Snake bites, honestly, are not something I've had to deal with a whole lot out here. We've always been pretty careful, and we generally know areas out here where snakes tend to gather, and we avoid those areas. Also, especially in a wooded area, you'll walk by more snakes than you realize, simply because they don't want you around them. And unless you are actually disturbing them, generally they're just going to go. They're going to be like, forget this, it's too loud, these people are crazy, I'm out of here. Alright. Time to go back in where it's warm. Sorry guys about the wind, hang on.
It makes a difference.
Oh yeah, yeah. With rattlesnakes, at least they give a warning. So, early last fall, I was visiting my boyfriend, and I had parked my truck at the edge of his roundabout. And I went back out to get... I believe I went back out to get my purse. And as I rounded the front of my truck, I stepped around the bush, and as I'm reaching for my door handle, I hear that same thing. And I'm telling you, I have never levitated and gone sideways so fast in my life. I literally opened the door handle, looked back, my feet left the ground, and I was in the truck. No sooner than I got that door shut, I heard something thump against it. I was seconds from being bitten, basically. And that was the scariest thing. Because all the years I've lived out here, that was the first time I had ever actually seen a rattlesnake in person. They're generally just avoid people. But this one apparently liked where it was sitting and didn't want me coming near it. So I'm like, wow. That snake did go bye-bye. I will just say this, that snake went bye-bye. I think I actually have a video of it in the back of my truck. After it was made to go bye-bye. And it was still moving. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was still moving. So, okay, hey guys, I gotta take a break for just a second. I will be right back. My mom just wanted me to do something for her, so I will be right back.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, Mom.
Should you do me a favor?
Here, just a second. What do you need?
You got your trash cans? Fix fresh bags for me. Vans for me. Put fresh bags in them and bring your trash down to Smith's trash day.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, I'm here. Oh, Wayne's going. So yeah, it's like Thursday's trash day here, so I usually take out what is upstairs, because generally that's just my stuff anyway. But I didn't think to do it last night, so I gotta do it this morning. But that's okay, because I'm on my phone, and you guys can come with me. Alright, so... Oh, down the stairs we go again.
Here, bud. I already emptied that one.
Oh, okay.
I had to throw out and put all my trash in here. Thank you.
Not a problem, Mama.
Yeah.
Back up to my hole. All right. I should probably gather my laundry up and probably start doing that too, but I'm not going to just yet. Oh. Uh-oh, my coffee's running low. Alright, so, again, if I repeat myself, just, hey, tell me, hey, you already said that. I do try to make sure that if anybody comes in that hasn't heard it, I try and repeat it if it's information that they need to know. I think all of you already know now that I will be on Friday. Oh. This one was just kind of me being bored this morning. Apparently I wasn't the only one. So I got a question, guys. I was away from my phone for a few minutes, and I was talking into my earbud. So, could you guys hear me really clearly? Do you guys hear me better with this in than, say, in some of my videos where I wasn't wearing it? Because I want to be able to make sure that, like, if I have to walk away to put something in the oven, or if I have to turn away from the phone to do something, that you guys can hear me. That was one of the things I was trying to work out today, was which way would give you guys better audio with my voice. I can't really shut it off right now because anything I do on my phone interrupts the live that I'm doing right now. Hi, Batty. Guys, so this is my... This is the one that we call Batty. He's the one that you can see around his neck. He's got that real thick ruff of fur. He likes to come up and get pettings. That little miss right there is Ginger. She is feisty. Batty, however, just likes a little lovin's. What do you want, Ginger? We also call her Crybaby. No, actually, he is a normal-sized cat. Okay, so apparently when I get too far from the phone, the earbud cuts out. Yeah, he's a normal-sized cat. He's not a big Maine Coon, although he may have some of that in him down the line somewhere, because, I mean, you can see he's got a big old fluffy tail. He's totally invading my lap right now, which is cool with me. He comes up and likes to lay in my lap and watch TV with me at night. Yeah, he does. He does have that look. I didn't even think about that, Mariah, but, I mean, he does kind of have the... Mom, why didn't you ask me to do that while I was up here? I could have brought that trash can up and cleaned the box out. Oh, hey.
Well, I just started doing this, so it's okay. I don't mind.
No, actually, Soda Rican, I have not tried that. Oh, there's Pepper. Well, you can see his feet. I don't know if you can hear it, but Batty is purring so loud he's actually vibrating my lap.
He chirps.
Yes, he kind of chirps too.
There's Penny. That's Mama.
Oh, is that Penny? I thought that was Ginger. Okay, Penny is the mom for all three of the younger cats. her and Batty are the parents. That's where little Mr. Tigger gets his color from, is Batty. And Ginger looks just like her mom.
Except she's got a gold spot.
Except she's got kind of a gold area, a just total golden area right on her forehead. Otherwise, she looks just like her mom. She's got that tortoise shell coloring. Batty, I'm petting you, man. You've got the whole lap taken up. What are you doing? I'm just talking to people. I haven't. I'll actually have to look that up. Our cats just usually come to kitty, 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 and the shaking of a food bowl. Or they randomly show up because, you know, you're doing something and they want to know what you're doing and they think it's their job to stop you from doing it. Alright, Batty. Now look, I don't mind you being on my lap, but you can't be scratching at my leg, okay? You got really sharp claws. So you're gonna have to sit next to me. Yeah, I have never tried that. So what is the Egyptian tones? I mean, is it a way of training your cat? A way of supposedly communicating with them? Okay, this one is Ginger. And as you notice, she's got a lot more gold around her eyes and on her chest than her mom. And her tortoise shell is a little lighter on her body.
He's on his perch. Pepper.
Oh, Pepper is also our acrobat. Mom, say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, there's all three of them. Okay, so that's Penny next to Tigger. Ginger is a little further down. That's Pepper, or Pepe.
Pepe, pepper shaker.
Pepper shaker, yeah. Because whenever he walks, his booty shakes. His booty just shakes and shakes when he walks. It does, it does.
That's why I have the crazy cat lady cup.
Yeah, that's why she has a crazy cat lady cup. So that's Pepper.
Oh, there's Batty. And they already met
Those
him.
two were going to play, but Ginger, she does the thing where she gets up to them and she starts to play, but then she runs away like they've injured her.
Or she'll lay down and scream.
Or yeah, she lays down and scream.
Like, the boys are eating me up.
Uh-huh.
Both of them.
Batty's on his usual perch. So like he will literally sit right there at night and sleep right there. So for anybody that doesn't know, so Beardo, every time I go into his lives, does this bossy, whatever. Okay, so bossy is actually how you pronounce it. That's why I say most of the time it sounds like you're insulting someone when you call them bossy, but that is actually my name, so it's like I was born with a built-in icebreaker. I don't know, they don't really like anything making noise near their bowl. And I'm pretty sure they would probably freak out if their bowl started singing to them. Like, they got bowls that had aerators in them so that it would keep the water fresher. And the first time one of them kicked on, all three cats were trying to get a drink. And, I mean, they come up off the floor and scattered. What's the matter, Batty? You gonna go get some breakfast? I don't know if you guys can hear him purr. He has got one of the loudest purrs I've ever heard. And when he really gets to going, what's the matter? Do you want a close-up? You want a close-up, Batty? Is that what it is? You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, you are after my cheese crackers. Quit that shit. They're not even open. See what I mean? There's the chirp. Oh, he is a happy kitty. But my mom spoils them to no end. It's incredible. But they are happy cats. They are well cared for. And they totally think they're people. They really do. Like, they'll go to the door, they'll whine. Sounds like let me out. And, like, I'll tell them no, because it's too early. And then they go in to my mom, and they start telling her that I'm being mean and won't let them out. And if she tells them no, then they go to my stepdad, and they tell him. Like, they tell on me and Mom for being mean. Oh, I'm sorry, Mariah. They are. Now, I've heard the hairless ones are hypoallergenic, but they kind of freak me out a little bit. They just give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know. I can't do it. And I've actually seen videos. They seem like really loving cats, but I can't do it. To me, it's like a hairless dog. It just looks weird. Wow, so 4 people have stayed around to listen to me ramble. Oh, you're allergic to them too, so then it must be the dander. It must be it's whatever's on their skin. Because a lot of people, I know they say it's the hair and the dander, but I'm like, what about the skin cells and stuff like that? So yeah, wow. My cousin Josh was allergic to dogs, and see, no, I have had people say that, Raven, that they're allergic to cats, but their allergy is not too bad, so they they either just deal with it, or they can take like a allergy pill, like Benadryl or something like that, and it's not too bad. Yeah, so I've been doing some research into that, because I'm not allergic to anything. I mean, I have yet to find any substance, food, animal, or otherwise that I'm allergic to. But there are a couple people in my family that are highly allergic to animal hair and dander of any kind. Like my cousin Alife, she's allergic to everything. And then when she turned about 35, she started developing an allergy to horse dander, which really was just devastating for her because nothing could make it go away. And she wound up having to get rid of her horses. And one of them she'd had it since it was a colt, and it was like 15 years old. And it was really bad. I felt sorry for her. Well, now, I actually believe that. I'm not actually allergic to people, but like I'm allergic to a lot of people. I'm just like, yeah, I'll stay away. 2 things I don't like: people I'm allergic to, and food that I'm allergic to. Thankfully, I've never found a food that I'm allergic to. I have found food I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't touch it with a 10.5-foot pole. Oh. Well, I hate to say it, guys, but here in a few minutes, I think here in about 20 minutes, I'm going to have to kick out of here. I will have to get some kind of work done today. That's what hers did. Like, she found out literally by having an allergic reaction. She was out in the paddock getting ready to get the horse saddled up for her granddaughter, and the horse laid its head over her shoulder like it normally does, and she set her face against his cheek and was petting him. And when she turned to look away, her granddaughter was like, "Oh my God, Granny, what happened to your face?" And she went inside, and yeah, I mean, her face where she touched the horse, it started swelling. She was starting to have problems breathing. Yeah, it was kind of, it wasn't a real severe reaction. Like, she was able to get to the doctor and get her shot, but that was it. She couldn't. There was no apparently at that time there was nothing she could take home to treat it because it was such a bad allergy. So yeah, she couldn't even say bye to them. Like, her husband had to handle selling them and everything because she could not get near them. And yeah, those are her favorite animal. Honestly, they're one of my favorites too, but they're really expensive to keep. They're expensive to keep properly. But even just buying feed for them is expensive. And that's not counting having them shod if you want to ride them. I said shod, not shot. Having them shod if you want to ride them. Vet visits, shots for their yearly rounds of shots, things like that. They're just really expensive. They're good animals though, and very intelligent animals. There was a reason that they would get so attached to their horses back in the old days. Because literally, if you got to know that horse well enough, he could be your early warning system. As long as you knew the horse well enough to know what his reactions were. So, it's like if you're riding along, suddenly your horse parks up and looks, you probably ought to look too. Because they've got way better hearing and a way better sense of smell than you have. It's kind of like taking a dog out in the woods with you. Pay attention. Especially if your dog is trained as a hunting dog. Pay attention. Because they will sense danger before you do. And out where I live, we do have wolves, we do have bears, we do have mountain lions. They generally try to stay extremely far away from people, but, interaction happens. So just be aware. Be bear aware, so to speak. Alright. I think I got a mosquito bite. So I've got a spot right there, on the very back, where you almost have to hug yourself to reach it. And I don't have a back scratcher. Yeah, so sometimes I'll flip my camera and I forget to flip it back. I had it flipped so you guys could see the cats, and then I was like, oh, well, apparently just didn't think about it. I'm not really sure how my brain manages to produce thoughts all day, but So I actually have one that is shaped like an eagle's claw. Pretty cool back scratcher. I just don't have it with me. If it keeps up, I'm going to have to go find the corner of one of Mom's walls and rub against it like an old grizzly bear. But, okay, never mind. So, on the other end of the house, there is a open loft. And we have to be careful because the cats don't realize that the open loft is like 12 foot off the ground. If you ever really want to know, yes, cats always land on their feet. Or at least from what I've seen, because those kittens would jump from the open balcony down to... Oh, that one? Yeah. It didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. That one actually turned out better, but I got that one when I was 18. And the edges have kind of started fading. I thought about getting some color into both of them, but then I'm like, you know what? I never really could decide what colors I wanted, so hey, we'll just leave it as it is. The first one was for my 18th birthday. So my dad and I always had a joke. I was a, believe it or not, fairly well-behaved kid. I didn't do all the rebellious stuff that a lot of kids my age did. Yeah, I would drink and I would go to parties and stuff like that, but it was generally, I didn't do a lot of drinking and driving. And back then I wasn't a heavy drinker. I didn't hit that stage until I was in my mid-20s, and thankfully it didn't last very long, because I don't remember a whole lot of my mid-20s. Hang on. What?
When you get done, I'll need your help down here to get the day started.
I kind of figured. I'll be done here in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I probably shouldn't have. But anyway, before I was interrupted. So since I never really did any of that, my dad thought it would be kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke if I wanted a tattoo to get one that said Rebel. So I found one that I really liked. And that's what I got. And then later I wanted a dream catcher, but the tattoo artist that did it, I guess, wasn't really all that experienced, because instead of having my arm down like this, they had me set my arm like this. So it looks perfectly round when my arm's like this, but whenever I drop my arm, it extends it into an oval. And at first, I was really mad about it, but then I thought, you know what? Dream catchers are varied in shape. And somebody keeps trying to call me, and I don't know who it is, so I'm not going to answer. Everybody I know I have in my phone. That includes all the people that I do business with, so, you know. Yeah, this is my vape. I don't do it very often, but it helps. But anyway, guys, so here in just a few minutes, I'm going to have to go. I've got to start getting stuff packed for Mom. I don't have to hang any drywall today, so, but what I do have to do is help pack and get boxes ready for shipping. I don't know if Phil is still in. I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen Fantastique in a little bit, but I figure they're just lurking, because it still shows I've got 4 in here. Yeah, it's a quiet day. It's Wednesday. I don't think anybody's gone live. Is anybody going live today? I mean, other than Fantastique this evening? I always like her Wednesday lives. You're going to be going through music? Okay, cool. Oh, you are going through music. Okay. Well, if you want them cookies, seriously, don't forget to drop me where to send them to. Honestly, it's, not a hard thing to ship. It's actually easier to ship cookies than it is to ship a lot of the dolls my mom sends out. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I plan to go live, let's see, at my time, it'll be, I'm Central Time. So Friday, I plan to go live about 1 o'clock Central Time. So 1 o'clock Central. I'm going to try and figure out how to do an event for scheduling. That's when I'll do the cookies. So if anybody that wants any of them wants to drop me into Discord, wants to drop me someplace to send them. If you're not going to have them sent to your house, make sure they get sent to somebody you trust not to eat them on you. But yeah, I will send out cookies. I don't mind. These ones do real well. So, but yeah, about 1 o'clock Central. And if anything changes, I will let you know. If I have to go earlier or if I have to go later, I'll let you know. But since Beardo's not doing his live on Friday anymore, I figure it will be a little bit easier for me to do mine. But I also want to check the Friday schedule and make sure that I'm not going at the same time as somebody whose live I want to watch. So, that's my big thing. I don't want to go live at the same time as somebody that I like watching, because then I'll be like, ah, crap, I missed it. But, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to get off here. Gotta go help Mom. So, I will say bye. Love y'all. And I will see some of you in the live for Sarah later this afternoon. And I will see some of you... Oh, Noah and Sarah are going at the same time tonight? Okay. I may have to go back and forth then. But, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Bye, guys.